Okay, hi everyone. So we're going to continue from the earlier video whereby we modeled some object before. And then what we're going to do now is we are going to model a room. Okay, so I'm just going to take whatever that we have done earlier on. And then I'll just right click and make the entire thing a group. Okay. And with this, I'm also going to start to introduce some concepts of organization using the tag command that you see here on the right. Okay, so if you click on this, you can add a tag. And I can call this, say, for example, my furniture. Okay, so I'm going to select this and then I will apply this. Okay, this is now going to be my furniture item. Okay, I can create a new tag now, and I can call this a wall tag. Okay, and this will be my new wall tag. I can draw a very simple room now. So I can start from here, and I can type in metrics, right? So say, for example, this room is a simple 5 meters, because now we are in mm, 5 meters, so let's press 5,000. And the wall is usually around 150 mm thick. And then I'll just draw this back here. And this is my wall. Okay, I can extrude this up, say by 3000 mm, which is 3 meters. Okay, and then now I can select the entire thing by just double clicking, right click, and make a group again. Okay, so this is my wall and this is my furniture. So you can always switch off, you see here. When I build this wall, I did not apply this particular tag to it. So I have to select this and then click on the three dots and apply. Okay, and I click on this object. Now, if I were to switch off the furniture and the wall, they will be organized accordingly like that. Okay, so I can duplicate my wall, right? I select this and then hold on to Control, click on this, and then just type. So maybe this is like a square room. So type 3000, enter. Okay. So now let's switch this off again. So when you duplicate an item, the property of the tag sticks with it. So now you know that your can drawing here earlier on is probably too big. So you can just scale this down. You can scale this down arbitrarily first. So that it kind of makes more sense. And we can draw another wall here. So how do we do that? So a shortcut would be draw using a rectangle. Click here to here. Use this extrusion tool. Click and then type in 150 as well. Enter. So double click and then right click, make a group. Select this, apply, apply to this as well. Okay, so probably you want to have a window here. So I'm just going to double click inside and maybe draw a window somewhat like this. Okay, and then you can make a void within a solid by extruding inwards. Okay, let's just check whether this is done properly by orbiting over here. Okay, so that's too much. So what we do is we will extrude this back here. Okay, and that's it. So you have make a void inside of here. Okay, so we can now draw a window. So I will click on the rectangle and I'll start from the midpoint here. So it automatically takes note of the midpoint. So click on here and go to this part over here. Okay, and I will select this face. I will double click on it now so that even all the blue outlines are selected. And I'll right click. And this time I'm going to introduce to you a concept called components. Okay, so I'm going to make a component now. And I will just call this my window component. And description will be bedroom window. Okay, and just click OK. Okay, so now a window will need to have a frame and the glass inside, right? So we can offset this by just clicking on the three dots, and we will choose this offset tool over here. Okay, and just click and drag towards the inwards portion and type 50 mm. Okay, 50 mm is the usual uh, frame thickness of a window. Select the middle portion and then delete. Okay, and now what we will do is we will use the extrude tool again and then extrude 50 mm outwards. Okay, so now this is our frame. Okay, but I want to make sure that this part will not interfere with the glass that I'm going to draw next. So I need to select and double click on all of it, right click and make this a group now. And then what I will do is I will click on this rectangle, click on the midpoint from here, and then zoom out, orbit, and go to this portion here. Okay, so make sure it snaps to the midpoint. Click here, and then this is our new window here. And then I'm just going to double click on this and right click and also make it a group so that there are two different entities. As you all should know by now, if they are not grouped, any surface that is adjacent or stuck to another surface, when you deform it, it will affect that particular surface. Okay, and then why do we want to um, make this into a component? Let me just uh, show you shortly. So I'm going to click on the outside, and then this is the window. I will use the move tool again and control and then copy it to this. Okay, I will zoom out. Okay, so now I will just maybe move this also to snap so that it looks like a sliding window, something like this. Okay, okay. So let me show you that with a component, when you edit one particular component, right? Say for example, now I want to apply materials to this component. Okay, so the material tab is over here. Click on this and you can choose a particular material. So click on the search tool and then say, for example, I want metal and just a simple aluminum. And then I'll click on the frame here. Do you notice that when I click on this frame, which is grouped, it will not affect this other surface here because they are grouped separately. But the component that we have duplicated earlier on, its own group is also updated as aluminum. So that is the cool thing about using components, because if you have items that are modular, they are repeated, you can use this tool to make sure that it will always replicate itself. So this is kind of the same as what we have shared with you using the dynamic blocks in AutoCAD. I'm going to click on this, go to glass mirror, a glass at mirrors category, and then select this gray tinted glass. Click here and see this will also update itself. Okay, with this you can see outside of the room already. Okay, so you can now also start to say model um, the floor. Okay, but before I do that, I'm just going to also tag the windows. So create a new portion and then we will call the new tag and I'll just call this window. Okay. And then I will click on the three dots, apply and tag these three windows. And just to test, see, I can switch this off, switch this off, switch this off, all organized neatly. So this is useful because sometimes when you have a lot of objects in your file, you can use this to quickly switch on and off. Okay, so what is next is now we can also begin to say draw the floor. Okay, so double click and then right click, make a group. I can go to wood material and maybe apply this wood material. Okay, so this is the nice, beginning to look nice already. So what else I can do is, maybe for now, let's just save as. Can click push all just to be safe. and call this tutorial 2. Okay. The next thing I want to introduce is this thing called the Sketchup warehouse. So in Sketchup warehouse, you can find um, a lot of objects. So it's over here, 3D warehouse here. Click on this, click on agree, and you can find, say, for example, I want a table, and you search, and then they have tables here. You can also upload an image, right, of what you want to find, and that's if you have a subscription. Okay, but for now, let's just keep it simple. I think so I just need like a study table. Maybe this is not so relevant, so I'm gonna click here. Okay, so maybe a nice small study table like this. Okay, and I will just download. And it will automatically download into your current file. Okay, so I'm just gonna click here. What it comes with is a room setting. Okay, so I can just double click to go into the group and delete the rest of it just by double clicking, because they are all linked, right? Once the surface touches it and it's not in a group, they will all link. And I can delete this, I can delete this, and yep, this is now the table that I need. So I'm just going to move this. I will anchor to this point and anchor to this point first. And now just shift it along. Okay. So kind of something like that. And now I can take my little can and move my can onto my table. And same thing, I will scale it such that it looks more correct as a scale. Okay, I think this is about right. And I can double click it and just change the materials to make it look more realistic, right? So yes, this is also an aluminum can. I'm just gonna make it shiny too. Same thing here. Oops. Okay, and this part, I'm going to make it just into a solid color. So you can click on colors and red for Coca-Cola. Okay, very nice. Okay, so I have my nice Coke can over here. Just move it inwards. Okay. Okay, so can start to decorate the room, right? And that's so useful just having the 3D warehouse. You can also model your very own um, furniture, right? Because when you model your own furniture, it will be much smaller in file size because you won't have a lot of additional geometries to it. Just going to take this and then rotate. Oops. So just rotate this by 90 degrees. It's 90. Okay. And I'm just gonna tuck it to a corner. Something like this. Okay. So what else do we need in a room? We can, same thing, go here. There's a table, you need a chair. So a nice simple chair, download. Put it in here, rotate. Okay. Move this along. Okay. So let's tag this as well. So make sure you go to tag and make sure that all these are tagged as furniture. Apply here, here, here. So that if I were to switch this off, yep, nice and organized. Okay. So you can even model your own posters or just to decorate it further. Oops, poster. Okay, you can directly click download if you know that you definitely like this. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this here on the wall. And same thing, you can also have a human. So maybe there will be probably a lot of humans here. You can be more descriptive about it. Or you can even have like a whole collection downloaded here and you can choose whichever you want. Yeah, so there's human sit here. Asian human. Okay, not so many options. Hmm. Okay, not so many. Okay. I think we just stick to humans here and choose the collection. Yes, like this. Download. Oops, is this a very big file? Oh, it's 11 megabytes, so we don't want that. Let's choose something else. Oh, this is cute. So it's always good to have scale to your, to have some humans for scale to your project, to your modeling, so that you will know how big a particular space is. Okay, so I have this, and then what's next is that we should also have some lighting. So how can we have lighting here? So you simply go to this button here, okay, and you can turn on your shadows, and this will be the shadows as per your location. So you can add a location, and you can key in, say, for example, the school's location. Okay, so, so you select this region. So you're kind of like here, in this part, in this particular location, at this timing. And you can change the time of the day, and you will adjust the shadow settings over here. Okay. You can also adjust the lightness and the darkness here. Okay. So just to take advantage of the transparent um, windows, I'm just going to put in, say, a tree. Then I will place the tree somewhere here first, and then just move the tree along. Okay. So you can orbit to a nice view, place somewhat like this. Okay. Oops. Okay, so just ignore that. Save again. Purge all. The more you save, the more you will purge the information here, because the file size will also be reduced. Okay, so now okay, so you were saving it just now. I'm just going to select the location that we had earlier on. and then I'll just tag it. So I go to tags and I just call this oh, it's already tagged, right? Oops. So I'll just switch this one off. Yep, because I think that's causing a lot of issues. Oops. Okay, so this depends on how fast your laptop is. Mine is not so good. Okay, but now I can click on this. I can choose this look around tool just to adjust my line of sight. So you can see here now I'm orienting it like this. You can also use the walk tool to walk around the environment with these tools. You can see from here, you click and drag to walk. If you hold on to control, you will move faster. Okay. So I'm just going to save this now. And then what I will want is complete the model by modeling the ceiling. Have a nice design for the walls. You can also draw a line in the middle to have different paint variations, because for the object, if you want to apply a color, so for example, if I and I go to material and I paint the color, right? Okay, say for example, I want like a nice purplish color here. If I click this, the whole surface will purple. But if I would draw like another line just to separate between select and copy this at the bottom. Control, click here. And copy it to okay. It's a bit hanging. Okay, so it's copied already. Yeah, it's a bit level. file size. Okay. He accidentally copied it below because he was lagging just now. I'm just going to move it up. Okay. Like this. So once you do this, because this is inside of group, right? When you click on this surface now, you see, you realize that it has of the original surface. So for this, you can paint it into a separate color, or it would be to paint this into a separate color. Right, so maybe something more neutral. Okay. Yes, something like that. So adjust your view. Make sure it's something that you like. You can see it from the front, the top. Just something that you would like. Portions. Okay, so that's it for this lesson.